I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all-the-time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we are taking a closer look at Uncanny Avengers issue number 21. The Unity Squad has lost their minds to the Red Skull. How will they possibly be able to turn the tables? Well, let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? So, picking up from where the last issue left off, a mind control rogue was using her super strength to beat poor Deadpool into a bloody red pulp. All in all, things look pretty bad. Deadpool had tried to recruit more help, but all he managed to get was Spider-Man and Wong. They're holding the rest of the Unity Squad and keeping them busy right now, but luckily, when Deadpool was running around, he also tried to get the help of the X-Men. They're gone now, off in limbo. Check out what's going on in their book, but the one thing the X-Men left behind, though, was an old helmet that should be familiar to everybody. Magneto's helmet that we know, as X-Men fans, will be able to keep Charles Xavier's brain, now currently inside the Red Skull, out of Rogue's head so she can turn the tide. And oh boy is Rogue furious after everything the Skull has put her and the rest of the team through. It is a royal ass whooping is what it is, so much to the point we're afraid for a second that Rogue might go all the way and kill this guy. The Skull tries to get the few remaining Unity Squad members under his control to come to his aid, but unfortunately even that plan ends up backfiring on him. One by one his control breaks and all the heroes get back to themselves, except for Cable, that is, who, to keep the Skull out of his mind, deleted his own mind. I wonder if this is setting the stage for Cable's new solo series from James Robinson that is starting soon. The rest of the Uncanny Avengers congratulate Deadpool for more or less saving the day single-handedly, but Wade isn't happy. Rogue left with the Red Skull, and that isn't what was supposed to happen. Wade had hoped that he could kill the Skull before Rogue got her hands on him, basically, you know, sparing her from a horrible fate of being a killer, even if it was a killer of a truly awful individual. But no, Rogue had other plans. She had a much more interesting plan, you see. She's taken the Red Skull and gone all the way to the Inhuman City, where Beast is currently hanging out. What does she want Beast to do? Well, some good old-fashioned mutant brain surgery, of course. Uncanny Avengers number 1 was a super cool issue. It's nice to see Rogue take a level in badass this issue, and Duggan, unsurprisingly for a man who writes the Deadpool solo book, manages to do some great work with Wade as well, really getting some more characterization and depth into him. I'm also pretty fascinated about what might happen with the Red Skull, especially considering how deeply he's tied to the events of Captain America and Secret Empire and everything else going on right now. He's had Xavier's mental power for a good bit, but he hasn't really been using them in the Captain America book, so it wouldn't be much of a loss for them to take it away from him. But at the same time, you know, when do these events all kind of line up, you know? Furthermore, if they do get Professor X's brain out of the Red Skull's head, can we take that to mean that maybe, just maybe, they're considering bringing all of Professor X back down the line? I mean, the X-Men books are getting a major retooling, so maybe now is the time in 2017. Overall, I enjoyed this issue, even if it was more of a beat-em-up than the last couple issues have been. I would feel comfortable giving this one a 7 out of 10, and I'm really interested to see where the next issue is going to go, especially if we get some Red Skull brain surgery. So, there you have it, another Avengers comic on the books, and if you want to see what I thought of the other Avenger books that came out this week, please check out all these other videos I have on offer here from the channel. Oh, and don't forget while you're at it to follow me on social media. It's the best way to keep up to date on everything that's happening on the channel. You can find links to that, as well as links to my podcast, my Patreon, and pretty much everything else down in the description of this very video that you're watching right now. Also, hey, if you like comic book podcasts, and really who doesn't, might I recommend swinging by the SoundCloud page for the Comic Multiverse. That's the weekly comic book podcast I do every week with Matt from the Fortress of Solitude. Or maybe comic book TV is more of your bag for that. Check out Cape TV, which me and Matt do over on the Weekly Pull Archive and Bonus channel. So, until we meet again, everyone, I'm Cape Joel, and I will see you in another video.